Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kristen. You're watching Kristen Cooks, and I have two new chicken dishes that I made through the past week, and I wanted to share them with you today in this video. So the first one we're going to do is a pizza stuffed chicken. So I'm starting off with the meats that I'm going to put into the chicken for the pizza part of this dish. So I have pepperoni, I have salami, and I'm just slicing these into thin strips. This way I think I'll be able to get more into the chicken. And I just think it's a little bit easier to do it like this instead of putting the whole, big pieces of Italian meats into the chicken. So that's what I'm doing. You don't have to do it this way, but I just think it'll work the best this way. Also, you can preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit while you prepare the chicken. So here we have the salami and the pepperoni cut into thin slices. And this is another extra step I'm doing. I'm going to kind of render some of the oil, that's because pepperoni and salami, they have a lot of oil in them. So I'm just in a medium heat, just trying to render off some of these oils so that it doesn't get into the chicken as much. So I'm just draining these off onto a paper towel as I get the rest of the chicken ready. Pepperoni has a lot of grease. It really does. So anyway, see what's left over in the pan? And that will end up in your chicken, and you don't want to do that, right? So I have a couple chicken breasts butterflied, and I pounded them out really thin. This is going to feed 4 people. So I'm going to season the chicken to start off with. I have garlic powder. You don't have to do this step, but I always, when I'm breading or gonna do I always season the chicken first before I add the breading or doing whatever else I'm going to do with the chicken. I always like to season it first. And you can use whatever seasonings you like. I don't need to tell you what to do there. So I had this jar of pesto that I needed to use up, so I thought this was a good way to do that. So my first layer, I'm putting some pesto on here. And you're not really going to taste this when it's all cooked. We're going to put marinara sauce too. So it's there, but it's not going to add a whole lot more flavor, But anyway. And then I have a jar of Rayo's marinara sauce. I love Rayo's. It's so good, but, a little bit more than you would want to spend maybe on marinara sauce. I don't get this kind of sauce unless it's for something special. So I just thought this sauce would lend really great flavor to the chicken, and it does. So a layer of pesto, a layer of the marinara sauce, and now I'm going on top of the with the meats, the pepperoni and the salami. Because you don't have too much space to work with here. So you got to be kind of thoughtful in the way that you're laying out your chicken breasts here. And then on top of the meats, I'm going to put some mozzarella cheese. It's going to add really good flavor to the chicken, and lots of nice cheese pull from the mozzarella will be really good. This is a new dish to me. I haven't made this before, and I thought, that sounds good. And it's kind of low carb too, right? We're not using any breading or anything like that. So kind of low carb, I think. So I'm just going to roll these up and place them into my greased dish here. I'm just going to use a casserole dish for this. I think it'll be the easiest. Just roll it on up there. That's all you need to do. You don't have to secure it with a toothpick or anything. They'll stay together in the oven. It's fine. Just roll them up and place them the seam side down in the dish, just to make sure they don't come unrolled somehow. And it's a really simple dinner, you know? Just some chicken and some pepperoni and cheese and sauce, and there you go, all done. So into my preheated oven. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to top it with sauce first. So then you want to take your marinara sauce and put a generous amount on top of the chicken. Like this, like so. And because we pounded out these chickens and butterflied them, they're going to be really tender when they come out of the oven. That's another reason why I love to make sure and pound thin the chicken. Anytime I work with chicken, I'm always going to do that. Okay, and then going in with some more cheese on top. Some more chicken. Some more cheese on top of the chicken, I should say. Sorry. But anyway, what are your quick... Do you have any fall meals that you are excited to make? The weather, we're, 1 month to go in summer here, and pretty soon we'll be back into the casseroles and the hearty dishes that we usually eat during the fall and winter. Just putting some more grated Parmesan too. And I'm going to do a little Italian seasoning, just to make sure we're getting all the flavor in here that we can. Okay, so now I'm going to put it into the oven, 400 degrees, for... I checked mine about after 35 minutes. And it was done, I believe. I'll just get out my thermometer and just double check the temperature and make sure it's done. And it was. So about, I'd say 35 to 40 minutes will be your time it'll take to cook. So look at all that cheese. Yum. Yum, yum. I think we're going to make this again for sure. Doesn't that look good? And then I have some suddenly salad to go along with it. It's the Caesar flavor. I think next time I'll just have the original flavored of suddenly salad, because the Caesar flavored one was kind of bland, to be honest. I was kind of disappointed with it. But the chicken was awesome. I'll write out the recipe in the description box if you want to make it. And I think you should. Okay, for the second dish we're making is a Parmesan chicken bake. So I'm going to, in this big measuring cup, you can do 1 cup of all mayo, but I'm going to do half a cup of mayo and half a cup of Greek yogurt. We can add a little bit of protein and cut down on the amount of mayo I'm using. So that's why I decided to do it that way. But you could do all Greek yogurt if you want, or you can do all mayo if you want. It doesn't matter. It's going to turn out great either way. And then we have a half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. That's going to go in too. Okay. Then I'm going to season this mixture with some onion powder. Let's see. And garlic powder, 1 teaspoon-ish. I mean, with these, you can just do them with the measurements that you like, It doesn't have to be specifically one or another. My daughter was in the frame there. She's like, oh, there I am. And then I'm going to do some lemon zest, just to kind of add that punchy, citrusy, lemony flavor without you know, having too much extra liquid in there from the lemon juice. So I'll just grate some lemon zest into the mixture. You're going to want to preheat your oven to 375 while I'm thinking about it, and grease a 9x13 baking dish. Also, I'm going to add a little bit of pepper, like that. Mix it and set aside. So now we have the 375 baking temperature, and then I'm just spraying a 9x13 with some canola oil. And then we have some chicken breasts here. So I butterflied it and pounded it out. And I cut these into kind of chicken tender size. But you could leave them as fillets if you want. You don't have to cut them down smaller. I just did because, I don't know, that's the way I did it. So I'm going to season these up with some seasoned salt, some garlic powder, some onion powder. Yep, that's what I use all the time. Garlic powder and onion powder all the time. Every day. I can't cook without it. And then ground black pepper. What are the seasonings that you like to cook with? Can you leave me a little message in the comments? I'm just kind of curious. What seasoning can't you live without in your kitchen? So then I'll take my tongs, and mix and throw the chicken around and make sure that the seasoning is on all of the chicken here. Just like this. And then I'll lay it back out into a single layer, as you see here. And here's that sauce that we made in the beginning. And now I'm just going to pour this all over the chicken. And this is going to make your chicken really nice and tender and flavorful from, in my case, the Greek yogurt. But the mayo is going to add really good flavor also. Next time, I think I'll make it with just mayo and see how it goes. I love mayo though. I really do. I wish I didn't love it so much. But I do try to limit how much I'm eating of it, of course. Too much mayo is not good. And then on top of the sauce, then we're going to add some more grated Parmesan cheese. Yes. You could also add some mozzarella, I suppose, too. That would be good too. Add some extra cheesiness here. Some Parmesan cheese. There we go. Zoom out a little bit, and there we go. Into the oven for about 35 minutes, 35 to 40 minutes again. And these were done. Just spooning up like 2 or 3 pieces of the chicken here. And then there's enough sauce, you can add some to the top. And then I also made some cauliflower, some garlic mashed cauliflower for a side. Kind of like mashed potatoes, but with cauliflower. A little bit healthier there instead of the potatoes. And a little piece of garlic bread. And there we go. So these 2 chicken dishes were fun, and they will be listed for you in the description. I hope you make them, and I will see you soon in the next video. Bye.